Welcome to Mysteries and Crime, where we explore the world's most haunting mysteries. Today we dive into the chilling saga of the infamous Kray Twins, Reggie and Ronnie Kray, two brothers who ruled London's East End with fear and violence. Their story is one of power, paranoia, and betrayal. Before we unravel their notorious crimes, congratulations to Cindy Matthews, last week's Clue winner. And here's this week's challenge. What key mistake led to the Kray Twins' downfall? Think you can solve it? Share your answer in the comments below for a chance to be featured next week. Beneath their glamorous facade, dark secrets were brewing. The Kray Twins left a trail of destruction, but were they truly the masterminds, or were they pawns in a larger criminal web? Stay tuned as we reveal the shocking details. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your theories in the comments below. The Kray Twins, Reggie and Ronnie, were notorious gangsters who dominated the London underworld during the 50s and 60s. Operating primarily from their East End headquarters, they engaged in extortion, armed robberies, and even murder. Their charm and ruthlessness earned them a unique place in both crime history and pop culture. Despite their criminal activities, they mingled with celebrities and politicians, using their public persona to hide their violent tactics. But what makes their case so compelling is how they evaded justice for so long. How did they rise to such power, and what ultimately led to their downfall? This is the chilling mystery we will explore today. Several crime scenes were linked to the Kray Twins, each more gruesome than the last. The murder of Jack the Hat McVitie was one of the most infamous, taking place in a private apartment where a supposed celebration turned into a bloodbath. The scene was chaotic, with clear signs of a struggle, and McVitie's lifeless body told a brutal story. First responders recalled a chilling silence as they entered the room, the air thick with the metallic scent of blood. Evidence pointed to a violent altercation, with scattered personal items and signs of overkill. Neighbors reported hearing shouting, but no one dared to intervene. Some claimed they heard furniture crashing and desperate pleas, but by the time police arrived, all that remained was an eerie stillness. Law enforcement acted quickly to secure the scene and collect evidence, but fear gripped the local community. Many knew the twins' reputation and were hesitant to speak. The media frenzy surrounding the Krays grew, with newspapers splashing headlines about the untouchable gangsters who ruled the streets. Speculation ran wild, with theories of police corruption and inside informants. The police force faced mounting pressure to bring the twins to justice, but their influence reached deep into the city's power structure. Some residents fled, unwilling to risk retaliation. Others whispered in hushed tones, discussing how the twins could manipulate witnesses and silence enemies. Jack the Hat McVitie, one of the Krays' victims, was a small-time criminal who had fallen out of favor with the twins. His nickname came from his trademark Trilby hat, a symbol of his cocky demeanor. McVitie's relationships within the criminal underworld were strained, particularly with Ronnie Kray, whose temper was infamous. Leading up to his murder, McVitie was increasingly reckless, racking up debts he couldn't repay. In his final days, he was desperate to escape the twins' wrath. Friends later recalled his paranoia, checking over his shoulder constantly, avoiding known Kray establishments, and speaking in whispers. When he was lured to a supposed meeting, he had no idea it would be his last. It was supposed to be an olive branch, but instead, it was a death sentence. London's East End in the 50s and 60s was a place of resilience and hardship. Post-war reconstruction efforts were slow, and poverty was widespread. Yet a thriving underworld operated in the shadows, offering opportunities for those willing to take risks. The Kray Twins took full advantage of this environment, embedding themselves within the local culture while building their criminal empire. Social clubs, pubs, and boxing rings became their domain, offering protection to those who complied with their demands. Crime rates were high, but many viewed the Kray Twins as both protectors and predators. Their influence extended to politicians, celebrities, and local business owners, creating an aura of untouchability. The rise and fall of the Kray Twins followed a series of key events that shaped their criminal empire. Early 50s. The twins began their criminal careers running protection rackets, targeting local businesses, and establishing their presence through intimidation. Late 50s. They expanded their influence by investing in nightclubs, particularly Esmeralda's Barn, where they mingled with high society. Early 60s. Rivalry with the Richardson gang escalated into violent confrontations, solidifying their dominance in the East End. 1966. The murder of George Cornell in the Blind Beggar pub, shot in broad daylight by Ronnie Kray, sent shockwaves through London's criminal underworld. 1967. The murder of Jack McVitie marked the beginning of their downfall. With mounting pressure from law enforcement, cracks began to form in their empire. 1968. Their eventual arrest followed months of surveillance and informants turning on them. Despite their downfall, the Krays' legacy of fear and power remained intact long after their imprisonment. When law enforcement finally turned their full attention to the Kray Twins, they faced numerous challenges. Witnesses were reluctant to come forward due to fear of retribution, and the twins' extensive network of influence within the police force made it difficult to gather evidence. Detectives launched an extensive surveillance operation, placing undercover officers within the Krays' inner circle. Secret recordings and financial documents provided crucial insights into their criminal operations. A breakthrough came when former associates, seeking leniency, testified against the twins, revealing their brutal tactics and financial dealings. The investigation culminated in coordinated raids that dismantled their empire. The prosecution relied heavily on forensic evidence to build their case. Ballistics reports connected firearms used in key murders to the twins. Fingerprint analysis on seized weapons and bloodstains in various crime scenes placed them at the center of the violence. Financial records uncovered an intricate money laundering scheme, revealing the extent of their operations beyond London. Despite their efforts to cover their tracks, forensic advancements at the time helped expose their crimes. Key witnesses provided corroborating details that aligned with forensic findings, making it increasingly difficult for the defense to dispute the evidence. Several key witnesses came forward, offering chilling insights into the twins' operations. One witness, a former associate, detailed how the Krays would intimidate rivals through public displays of violence. Another witness, a local businessman, spoke about the extortion schemes that forced him into compliance. Despite fear of retaliation, their testimonies helped piece together the puzzle of the Kray Twins' reign of terror. Even after their conviction, speculation persisted about the full extent of their crimes. Some believed that the twins were merely enforcers for a larger, more sophisticated criminal network that remained hidden from law enforcement. Conspiracy theories suggested they had political ties that allowed them to operate with impunity for so long. Others speculated about hidden stashes of money and undiscovered crimes that might never come to light. The media played a pivotal role in both glorifying and demonizing the Kray twins. Tabloid headlines painted them as glamorous gangsters, while investigative journalists exposed the brutality behind their charm. Television interviews with Reggie Kray from prison continued to fuel public fascination, turning their story into a cautionary tale of crime and consequence. The trial of the Kray twins was one of the most sensational in British history. The courtroom was packed with journalists, law enforcement officials, and curious onlookers eager to witness the downfall of the notorious gangsters. The prosecution presented evidence through witness testimonies and forensic findings, detailing the twins' reign of terror. Key witnesses, including former associates and intimidated business owners, revealed chilling accounts of the Krays' violent methods and financial extortion. The defense attempted to portray the twins as misunderstood businessmen, but the evidence painted a damning picture. After weeks of intense proceedings, the jury deliberated for several days. The Kray twins were found guilty of murder, racketeering, and various other crimes. They were sentenced to life imprisonment, with a minimum of 30 years behind bars. Their conviction marked the end of their criminal empire and sent shockwaves throughout the underworld. Despite the conviction of the Kray twins, several questions remain unanswered. Were they truly the masterminds, or were they working under the influence of even more powerful figures within the London underworld? Rumors persist about hidden caches of wealth, offshore accounts, and unknown associates who continued their operations in secret. Investigators and amateur sleuths continue to explore leads and new pieces of evidence that emerge periodically. The Krays' extensive network of contacts, both in the criminal world and in high society, suggests there might be more to their story than what was revealed in court. Could there be witnesses still living in fear, too afraid to come forward even decades later? These lingering mysteries keep the legend of the Kray twins alive. Delving into the minds of Reggie and Ronnie Kray offers a fascinating look at criminal psychology. Ronnie, diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, exhibited erratic and violent behavior, often acting impulsively without considering the consequences. His unpredictable nature made him a feared figure among both enemies and allies. Reggie, on the other hand, was the calculated and strategic twin, balancing their empire with a mix of charm and brutality. He maintained a public persona of respectability while orchestrating brutal enforcement behind the scenes. Experts believe that their upbringing, characterized by a lack of strong parental discipline and early exposure to street violence, played a crucial role in shaping their criminal tendencies. The Kray twins' story left a significant mark on British pop culture and society. Their crimes, trial and imprisonment, were widely covered in the media, inspiring books, documentaries, and films that continue to captivate audiences to this day. Their influence extended beyond crime. They became symbols of a dark yet alluring underworld, where power and glamour coexisted with brutality and fear. The fascination with their story has sparked debates about the glamorization of crime and whether media portrayals have romanticized their legacy. The investigation into the Kray twins highlighted the evolving role of forensic science in criminal cases. Although forensic techniques were not as advanced as they are today, ballistics testing, fingerprint analysis, and crime scene reconstruction played a pivotal role in securing their conviction. Had modern forensic technology been available at the time, investigators might have uncovered even more evidence linking the twins to additional crimes. Advances in DNA testing and digital forensics could potentially shed new light on unresolved aspects of their case. Despite their conviction, not all aspects of the Kray twins' empire were uncovered. police continue to investigate unsolved murders, disappearances, and financial irregularities linked to their operations. Some former associates who disappeared under mysterious circumstances may have taken secrets to their graves. Law enforcement remains vigilant, keeping an eye on those who once operated under the Krays' command, ensuring that their influence does not resurface. The Kray Twins were not the only notorious gangsters to emerge in London. Their main rivals, the Richardson gang, operated with equal ruthlessness and violence. Comparing the two groups reveals intriguing insights into different styles of organized crime leadership. While the Krays preferred a mix of public image and intimidation, the Richardsons were more secretive and focused on torture-based extortion. Law enforcement learned valuable lessons from handling both groups, shaping future approaches to tackling organized crime. Additionally, parallels can be drawn between the Krays and international crime syndicates, such as the American Mafia. Their ability to infiltrate legitimate businesses and influence public figures bears striking similarities to criminal organizations worldwide. The story of the Kray Twins is one of power, control, and ultimate justice. They built an empire on fear and violence, but no one is untouchable. What key mistake led to their downfall? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Could justice have come sooner, or were they always destined for a dramatic end? Subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most intriguing crime cases, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated. Thank you for watching Mysteries in Crime. And remember, every case has secrets waiting to be uncovered. As always, remember to stay curious, stay vigilant, and stay safe.